The unseen frontier. In a galaxy teeming with diverse life forms and complex politics, humanity's position had always been one of cautious optimism. The humans were known for their resilience, but their most remarkable strength was their ability to find unity in the face of adversity. This was especially true in the medical field, where they had made strides that were revered across the cosmos. Dr. Elara Mason was a dedicated field medic, known for her expertise and compassionate heart. Her work was crucial in the volatile region known as the unseen frontier, a vast expanse of space where humanity's reach had expanded, but so had the challenges. The frontier was a volatile place, teeming with alien species, some friendly and some not so much. Yet, the conflicts there were not just political, they were often deeply personal and devastating. Elara had always been driven by a singular goal: to save lives, no matter the cost. Her determination was put to the test when a severe outbreak of a mysterious alien disease began spreading among the human colonies. The disease was unlike anything seen before, rapidly fatal, and with no known cure. It struck with a ferocity that left medical teams scrambling to understand its origins and find a solution. The medical facilities in the frontier were advanced, but often under immense pressure. Elara's team worked tirelessly, analyzing data, conducting experiments, and treating the infected with every tool at their disposal. Despite their best efforts, the disease continued to spread, and the number of casualties rose. One night, as Elara was reviewing the latest data, a transmission came through from a nearby alien species known as the Zilorians. They were a reclusive race, known for their advanced knowledge of biology and medicine. The message was terse but promising. They had a potential cure for the disease. However, it came with a catch. The cure required a rare substance that was only found on a remote, dangerous planet. Elara, faced with the grim reality of the situation, knew that this mission was not just a chance to save countless lives, but also a test of humanity's ability to cooperate with the unknown. She assembled a team of the best scientists, engineers, and soldiers, preparing them for a journey that would take them into the heart of danger and uncertainty. As they set out, Elara couldn't help but reflect on the irony of their situation. Humanity, which had so often been the underdog in the vast galaxy, was now in a position to receive help from an alien race. It was a humbling reminder of the interconnectedness of all life and the mutual respect and understanding that could bridge even the greatest of divides. The team's journey to the remote planet was fraught with challenges. They faced treacherous terrain, hostile wildlife, and the ever-present threat of the disease itself. Yet, their resolve remained unshaken. Elara's leadership and the team's unwavering commitment to their mission kept their spirits high. Upon reaching the planet, they discovered that the rare substance they needed was located deep within a hazardous cavern system. Navigating the caverns required both precision and bravery. The team worked together, using their unique skills to overcome the obstacles that lay in their path. Their efforts were rewarded when they finally secured the substance. However, the journey back was equally perilous. The disease had continued to spread, and the urgency of their mission only grew. Elara's team pushed forward, their determination and teamwork driving them to complete their task and return with the cure. As they re-entered the human colonies, the sight of their returning vessel brought a glimmer of hope to the beleaguered inhabitants. The cure was administered, and slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. The outbreak was brought under control, and lives were saved. Elara's journey had been a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the power of interspecies cooperation. The experience had shown that even in the darkest times, there was light to be found in the bonds forged between different beings. It was a reminder that the future was not set in stone, but was shaped by the actions and choices of those who dared to push the boundaries of possibility. Echoes of hope. As the frontier began to recover from the devastating outbreak, Dr. Elara Mason found herself reflecting on the unexpected alliances forged during the crisis. The Zilorians, who had once been enigmatic and distant, were now seen as allies in humanity's ongoing struggle. Their cooperation had saved countless lives and demonstrated the potential for future collaboration. Despite the relief that followed the successful containment of the disease, new challenges arose. The delicate balance of peace and cooperation in the frontier was threatened by emerging tensions between the human colonies and other alien species. The recent crisis had highlighted not just the need for advanced medical solutions, but also for diplomatic finesse in navigating interspecies relations. Ilara was called upon once again, this time not as a field medic, but as a liaison between humans and the various alien species. Her role was to ensure that the newfound cooperation did not falter and that the progress made was not undone by misunderstandings or conflicts. Her first task was to address a growing discontent among the Calorians, a technologically advanced but politically isolated race. The Calorians had been suspicious of the humans' recent success and worried that the alliance with the Zilorians might be a strategic move to gain an upper hand in the frontier's delicate balance of power. Ilara traveled to the Calorian capital, a city of shimmering spires and intricate technology. The meeting was tense. The Calorian leaders were not easily swayed by promises of goodwill and collaboration. They demanded proof of humanity's sincerity and a concrete plan for mutual benefit. During the negotiations, Ilara's experience and sincerity were put to the test. She presented the detailed accounts of the mission to retrieve the cure, emphasizing the collaborative effort and the shared goal of saving lives. She also proposed a series of joint projects aimed at addressing the common challenges faced by both species, such as advancements in medical technology and disaster response. Her approach was met with cautious optimism. The Calorians agreed to a preliminary partnership, which would involve sharing knowledge and resources on a limited scale. The agreement was a significant step forward, but it was clear that much work remained to build the trust and cooperation necessary for a more robust alliance. Ilara's role in fostering this new partnership was both challenging and rewarding. It required her to navigate the complexities of interspecies politics while maintaining the focus on the core objective, ensuring the health and safety of all inhabitants of the frontier. As the days passed, Ilara's efforts began to show results. The Calorians started to see the benefits of collaboration, and the initial skepticism gave way to a more cooperative spirit. Joint research projects were launched, and shared medical advancements began to take shape. The Calorians provided valuable insights into alien biology, which helped refine treatments and preventative measures. The progress was not without setbacks. Cultural differences and historical grievances occasionally sparked tensions, but Ilara and her team worked tirelessly to address these issues with patience and diplomacy. They organized joint events and cultural exchanges, which helped bridge the gap between the two species and fostered a sense of mutual respect. One of the most significant achievements was the development of a new medical device that combined human ingenuity with Calorian technology. This device had the potential to revolutionize treatment protocols across the frontier, providing more effective and accessible care to those in need. Ilara's success in these diplomatic and collaborative efforts did more than just improve medical care. It strengthened the bonds between the different species in the frontier. It demonstrated that even in the face of adversity, cooperation and understanding could overcome the barriers that separated them. Her work was a testament to the power of perseverance and the belief that even the most challenging problems could be solved through collaboration and shared goals. The alliances forged and the progress made in the wake of the outbreak set a precedent for future cooperation, proving that hope and unity could thrive even in the most uncertain times. As Ilara looked out over the frontier, now bustling with renewed energy and optimism, she couldn't help but feel a profound sense of accomplishment. The journey had been arduous, but the results were worth every effort. The frontier was not just a region of conflict and uncertainty, but a place where humanity's strength and resilience could shine through, forging a path towards a brighter, more interconnected future. The Veil of Shadows. The frontier's newfound harmony was not without its shadows. As the collaboration between humans and the Calorians deepened, a previously unknown threat emerged, challenging the fragile peace that had been so carefully cultivated. The Zalorians, who had been instrumental in the crisis management, became uneasy as rumors of a covert alien faction began to surface. Dr. Elara Mason, now a seasoned mediator, was called to investigate these unsettling reports. The rumors spoke of a clandestine group operating from the fringes of known space, seeking to exploit the chaos for their own gain. This faction, known only as the Veil of Shadows, was rumored to consist of various alien species dissatisfied with the current state of affairs in the frontier. Ilara's first task was to gather intelligence on this mysterious group. She embarked on a covert mission, traveling to outlying planets and stations where the Veil of Shadows was believed to operate. Her journey took her to the edge of known space, where the frontier settlements were a patchwork of diverse cultures and technologies. The first stop was a mining colony on the remote planet of Epsilon Prime. The colony, a rough and bustling place, had been a hub for smuggling and black market trade for years. Ilara met with an informant, a former smuggler who had recently turned over a new leaf and agreed to help her in exchange for a fresh start on a more peaceful planet. The informant provided Ilara with crucial information. The Veil of Shadows was indeed real and had been gaining influence among disenfranchised alien factions. They were believed to be operating from a hidden base on an uncharted moon, using advanced cloaking technology to remain undetected. Armed with this information, Ilara's mission took on a new urgency. She had to navigate through a labyrinth of political intrigue and hidden agendas, all while maintaining the trust of her allies and ensuring that the frontier's newfound cooperation did not unravel. Her next destination was a secretive research facility on the planet of Sandor, where scientists from various species worked on advanced technology. The facility had been a site of collaboration, but was now rumored to be a target for the Veil of Shadows. Ilara needed to ensure that the research, which was critical for the frontier's progress, remained secure. Upon arrival, Ilara met with Dr. Kale Thorin, a brilliant Calorian scientist leading the research team. Dr. Thorin was apprehensive but agreed to cooperate once Ilara shared her findings about the Veil of Shadows. Together, they worked to fortify the facility's security and develop countermeasures against any potential attacks. The Veil of Shadows, it seemed, had a sinister plan to destabilize the frontier by sabotaging key infrastructure and inciting conflict between the different factions. Their goal was to plunge the region back into chaos, thereby positioning themselves as the saviors of a fractured world. As Ilara and Dr. Thorin worked to counter these threats, they discovered that the Veil of Shadows had infiltrated several high-level organizations within the frontier. This revelation added a new layer of complexity to their mission. Trust was becoming a rare commodity, and every alliance was under scrutiny. The situation came to a head when Ilara and Dr. Thorin uncovered a plot to launch a series of coordinated attacks on major frontier settlements. The attacks were designed to create panic and division among the species, furthering the Veil of Shadows agenda. With the clock ticking, Ilara had to act quickly to thwart the plan. The final confrontation took place on the hidden moon, where the Veil of Shadows had established their base. The base was a fortress of advanced technology and secrecy, protected by an array of defensive systems. Ilara, leading a joint task force of human and alien soldiers, launched a daring assault on the base. The battle was intense and fraught with peril. Ilara's team faced formidable resistance, but their determination and unity prevailed. They breached the base's defenses and uncovered a cache of stolen technology and intelligence meant to be used against the frontier. With the base secured and the threat neutralized, Ilara returned to the frontier with a sense of both relief and caution. The immediate danger had been addressed, but the incident had highlighted the need for continued vigilance and cooperation among the species. The Veil of Shadows had been a formidable adversary, but their defeat served as a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. The frontier's journey toward lasting peace and prosperity was far from over. Ilara's experience in confronting the shadows had deepened her understanding of the complexities of interspecies relations and the importance of maintaining unity in the face of adversity. As she reflected on the events, Ilara realized that the true strength of the frontier lay not just in its technological advancements or diplomatic successes, but in the resilience and determination of its people. The challenges they faced were reminders of the fragile nature of peace and the ongoing effort required to safeguard it. With the immediate threat behind them, Ilara and her allies turned their focus back to building a future where cooperation and understanding could flourish. The journey was far from over, but the lessons learned and the bonds forged would serve as a foundation for a more secure and hopeful future. Echoes of the past. As peace settled over the frontier, an unexpected event stirred the calm waters of the newfound harmony. A mysterious signal, originating from a long-forgotten outpost, was detected on the edge of known space. This signal was old, dating back to the early days of the frontier's expansion, and it carried a message that seemed to call out for help. Dr. Ilara Mason, still reeling from her recent encounter with the Veil of Shadows, was once again called upon to investigate. This signal, originating from the desolate planet of Viridia, was believed to be from an ancient research facility that had been abandoned for decades. The Frontier's leadership suspected that the outpost might hold vital information or technology that could impact their current security and technological advancements. Ilara, with her reputation for uncovering hidden threats, was tasked with leading a team to explore the outpost. Her team comprised individuals from various species, including the Calorians and humans, who were selected for their expertise in fields ranging from archaeology to engineering. The journey to Viridia was fraught with challenges. The planet's harsh environment and the remote location made the expedition difficult, but Ilara and her team pressed on. They arrived at the planet's surface to find the outpost partially buried under sand and rubble, its exterior weathered by decades of neglect. The team began their exploration, carefully navigating through the dilapidated facility. The interior was a maze of dark corridors and abandoned laboratories, where the air was thick with the scent of disuse and decay. As they delved deeper, they discovered signs of a once thriving research operation, now reduced to ruins. Among the scattered remains, they found logs and data files that hinted at the outpost's former purpose. The facility had been dedicated to studying an ancient and powerful technology known as the Echo Engine, a device rumored to harness energy from dimensional rifts. The technology had been deemed too dangerous and was abandoned after an accident that caused catastrophic damage. Ilara and her team unearthed a partially intact core of the Echo Engine, and the data files suggested that the technology had been capable of both great power and great destruction. The implications of this discovery were significant. If the technology fell into the wrong hands or was inadvertently activated, it could pose a severe threat to the entire frontier. As they continued their investigation, the team encountered unexpected challenges. The outpost's security systems, still functional despite years of inactivity, activated to protect the facility's secrets. Ilara and her team faced a series of security protocols and automated defenses that tested their skills and determination. With careful coordination and quick thinking, the team managed to bypass the defenses and secure the Echo Engine's core. Their success, however, was short-lived. As they prepared to leave, they detected a new signal, a distress call from the Frontier's Central Command, indicating an imminent threat. The distress call revealed that a faction of dissidents who had been discontent with the Frontier's governance had seized control of a major space station. They were threatening to use the Echo Engine's technology to create a rift, which could disrupt space travel and communication across the entire region. Ilara's team raced back to the frontier, knowing that time was of the essence. They arrived at the space station to find it heavily fortified and the dissidents well prepared. The dissidents, disillusioned and angry, had managed to activate part of the Echo Engine, using it to generate a destabilizing rift. The situation was critical. The rift had begun to tear through space, creating dangerous anomalies that threatened to destabilize the entire station. Ilara, leading her team, worked tirelessly to counteract the effects of the rift and neutralize the dissidents. In a high-stakes confrontation, Ilara and her team faced off against the dissidents. The battle was intense, as the dissidents were well-armed and determined to carry out their plan. Despite the chaos, Ilara remained focused on her objective, deactivating the echo engine and closing the rift. With a combination of quick thinking, teamwork, and technical expertise, Ilara's team managed to deactivate the echo engine and stabilize the rift. The threat was neutralized, and the dissidents were apprehended. The space station was saved from destruction, and the Frontier's communication and space travel capabilities were restored. The incident underscored the dangers of ancient technologies and the importance of vigilance in safeguarding the Frontier's peace. Ilara and her team were praised for their bravery and skill, but they knew that the challenges they faced were far from over. As they returned to their duties, Ilara reflected on the events. The Echo engine's discovery and the subsequent crisis had revealed both the potential and peril of powerful technologies. It was a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge came with responsibilities, and that the Frontier's peace depended on the careful management of its resources. The Frontier's journey continued, with new challenges on the horizon. Ilara and her allies remained committed to their mission of exploration, cooperation, and security, knowing that the future of their world depended on their ability to navigate the complexities of their ever-evolving reality. Shadows of betrayal. In the aftermath of the Echo engine incident, the Frontier experienced a period of uneasy calm. The immediate threat had been contained, but the political and social ripples continued to stir unrest. Suspicion and distrust began to seep into the ranks of the Frontier's leadership, leading to tensions that threatened to undermine the unity they had worked so hard to achieve. Dr. Ilara Mason, having earned a reputation as a fearless leader and a skilled problem solver, was thrust into a new role, investigating a series of mysterious sabotage incidents that had begun to plague the Frontier's infrastructure. Equipment failures, system malfunctions, and unexplained outages were becoming increasingly frequent, and it was clear that someone, or something, was working to disrupt the peace. Ilara's investigation led her to uncover a troubling pattern. The incidents seemed to be concentrated in sectors that were critical to the Frontier's security and operations. Each sabotage attempt appeared carefully planned, aiming to create chaos and undermine confidence in the Frontier's stability. Her investigation took her to the heart of the Frontier's Central Command, where she met with Admiral Rajan, the head of Frontier Security. Rajan, a seasoned and respected leader, expressed his concern about the growing instability. He revealed that there were suspicions of an insider working against them, someone with access to sensitive information and systems. Ilara, with her keen intuition and analytical skills, began to scrutinize the personnel and systems within the Central Command. She worked closely with her trusted team, including engineering experts and intelligence officers, to identify any anomalies or suspicious behavior. As Ilara delved deeper, she discovered evidence suggesting that the sabotage incidents were being orchestrated by a rogue faction within the Frontier's own ranks. This faction, disillusioned with the current leadership and their policies, had formed a covert group dedicated to destabilizing the Frontier from within. The rogue faction's leader was identified as Colonel Drake, a high-ranking officer who had once been a respected member of the Frontier's military. Drake had become increasingly disillusioned with the leadership's approach to governance and had turned to sabotage as a means of expressing his dissent. Ilara's investigation revealed that Drake's group had managed to infiltrate key positions within the Frontier's infrastructure, giving them the ability to carry out their plans with precision. They had been using their access to create disruptions, spreading fear and uncertainty among the population. Determined to prevent further damage, Ilara and her team launched a covert operation to expose and dismantle the rogue faction. Their efforts involved gathering intelligence, tracking the faction's movements, and coordinating with loyalist forces to secure critical infrastructure. As they closed in on Drake and his followers, Ilara faced a series of challenges. The rogue faction was well organized and had anticipated many of the countermeasures that Ilara's team had implemented. The situation grew increasingly tense as the Roe faction's attacks became more aggressive and their tactics more sophisticated. In a climactic confrontation, Ilara and her team confronted Colonel Drake in a hidden underground facility where the faction was orchestrating their sabotage operations. The facility was a labyrinth of dark corridors and high-tech equipment designed to conceal their activities and protect their secrets. The confrontation was intense, with Drake and his followers fiercely defending their position. Ilara's team had to navigate through a gauntlet of traps and security measures, using their skills and resourcefulness to overcome the obstacles. Drake, driven by a sense of betrayal and anger, confronted Ilara directly. He argued that his actions were justified, claiming that the Frontier's leadership had lost touch with the people's needs and had failed to address critical issues. He saw himself as a champion of the oppressed, fighting against a corrupt system. Ilara, however, remained resolute. She argued that sabotage and violence were not the solutions to their problems. The true path forward, she asserted, was through dialogue, understanding, and reform. The confrontation was not only a battle of physical prowess, but also of ideals and principles. In the end, Ilara's team was able to subdue Drake and his followers. The Roe faction was dismantled, and the threat of sabotage was neutralized. The operation revealed the importance of vigilance and the need for transparency within the Frontier's leadership. As the Frontier began to recover from the turmoil, Ilara reflected on the lessons learned. The sabotage incidents had exposed vulnerabilities and highlighted the importance of unity and trust. The Frontier's leaders were reminded of the need to address grievances and to maintain open lines of communication with their citizens. The crisis had been a test of the Frontier's resilience, and Ilara's leadership had been crucial in navigating the challenges. As peace was restored, the Frontier's people began to heal, and the focus shifted back to the mission of exploration and cooperation. Ilara continued her work, committed to ensuring that the Frontier remained strong and united. The shadows of betrayal had been dispelled, but the experience served as a reminder of the ever-present challenges that lay ahead. The Frontier's journey was far from over, and the path to a brighter future required constant vigilance and dedication. A new dawn. With the Roe faction neutralized and the Frontier's stability restored, the focus shifted to rebuilding and strengthening the bonds that held the diverse coalition together. The scars from the sabotage incidents were still fresh, but the Frontier's people were determined to move forward with renewed purpose. Dr. Ilara Mason, now recognized not only for her bravery but also for her role in guiding the Frontier through a turbulent period, was approached by Ambassador Selara of the Ilorian Coalition. Selara, a charismatic and respected leader, proposed a new initiative that aimed to solidify the alliance and address the underlying issues that had fueled the recent unrest. The initiative, known as the Harmony Accord, was designed to foster greater cooperation between the various member worlds of the Frontier. It included plans for joint research projects, cultural exchanges, and increased transparency in governance. The goal was to create a more integrated and inclusive community, one that would stand resilient against any future threats. Ilara was tasked with leading a critical component of the Accord, a series of diplomatic missions to strengthen relations with key member worlds. Her first destination was the remote planet of Korak, home to the fierce and independent Koraki people. Known for their warrior culture and strategic importance, the Korakis were a vital part of the Frontier, and their support was crucial for the success of the Harmony Accord. Upon arriving on Korak, Ilara was met with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. The Korakis were known for their pride and their strong sense of tradition, and they were wary of any changes that might disrupt their way of life. Ilara's mission was to demonstrate the value of the Harmony Accord and to address any concerns the Korakis might have. Her first meeting was with High Chancellor Vark, the leader of the Korakis. The High Council chamber was adorned with symbols of Koraki heritage, and Vark, a tall figure with a commanding presence, welcomed Ilara with a nod of acknowledgement. "We appreciate your visit, Dr. Mason," Vark said, his voice deep and resonant. "But we are a people of tradition. What assurances can you give us that this accord will not undermine our sovereignty? Elara understood the gravity of the situation. She began by acknowledging the Koraki's concerns and explaining the benefits of the Harmony Accord in terms of mutual respect and shared goals. She emphasized that the accord was not about imposing external values, but rather about finding common ground and enhancing cooperation. To illustrate her commitment, Elara proposed a joint research project focused on advanced energy technologies, an area where Koraki scientists had made significant strides. The project would offer Koraki researchers access to cutting-edge resources while also contributing to the frontier's overall technological progress. The proposal was met with interest, and Vark agreed to consider it. Elara spent several days on Korak, engaging with local leaders, participating in cultural events, and listening to the concerns of the Koraki people. Her genuine efforts to understand and respect their culture helped build trust and pave the way for future collaboration. As the mission concluded, Elara received a warm farewell from the Koraki leadership, with a tentative agreement to participate in the Harmony Accord. The visit was a significant step forward, and Elara's success in Korak bolstered her confidence as she prepared for her next mission. Her journey took her to the aquatic world of Thalasia, inhabited by the amphibious Thalasians. Thalasia was known for its stunning underwater cities and advanced environmental technologies. The Thalasians, however, had been reluctant to fully engage with the frontier, fearing that their unique environment might be compromised by external influences. Elara's task was to address these concerns and to demonstrate how the Harmony Accord could benefit both Thalasia and the wider frontier. She met with Queen Morella, the Thalasian leader, in the grand underwater palace of Aquarian. Dr. Mason, Queen Morella greeted her, her voice echoing through the aquatic chamber. "We have heard of the Accord's aims, but we are cautious. Our world is delicate, and we must ensure that our environment remains protected." Elara presented a detailed plan outlining how the Accord could include provisions for environmental conservation and sustainable development. She proposed the creation of a joint environmental research committee that would focus on preserving Thalasian ecosystems while exploring new technologies for clean energy and resource management. Queen Morella was intrigued but remained skeptical. She requested a demonstration of the proposed technologies and a commitment to a rigorous environmental impact assessment. Elara agreed, and her team worked closely with Thalasian scientists to conduct thorough evaluations and to develop solutions that addressed the Queen's concerns. The collaboration proved successful, and the Thalasians began to see the potential benefits of the Accord. Queen Morella expressed her approval and agreed to join the Harmony Accord, marking a significant achievement for Elara and the frontier. With each successful mission, Elara's reputation as a diplomat and leader grew. The Harmony Accord gained momentum, and more member worlds began to express their support. The initiative was not without its challenges, but Elara's dedication and the Accord's promise of mutual benefit helped overcome many obstacles. As the Harmony Accord began to take shape, the frontier's people looked forward to a future marked by increased cooperation and understanding. Elara, reflecting on her journey, felt a renewed sense of hope and purpose. The challenges had been formidable, but they had also demonstrated the strength of unity and the power of perseverance. The Harmony Accord was more than just a political agreement. It was a testament to the frontier's resilience and the enduring spirit of collaboration. Elara's efforts had paved the way for a new era of peace and cooperation, and the frontier stood poised to embrace a future of shared prosperity and growth, a legacy of unity. As the Harmony Accord took shape and member worlds continued to align their interests, the frontier entered a new era of collaboration and mutual respect. The work done by Dr. Elara Mason and her team was starting to show tangible results, bringing together disparate cultures and fostering a sense of shared purpose across the galaxy. However, the final test of the Accord's strength was yet to come. In the heart of the frontier, a grand summit was scheduled to finalize and celebrate the Accord. Leaders from all member worlds were to convene, and it was Ilara's responsibility to ensure that everything went smoothly. The summit would be a culmination of years of negotiation and diplomacy, marking a turning point in the frontier's history. As the day of the summit approached, Ilara found herself reflecting on the journey that had brought her to this point. The trials and triumphs, the diverse cultures she had encountered, and the bonds she had forged, all of it had been leading to this moment. The success of the summit would depend on the collective will and unity of the frontier's people. The summit was held on the planet of Unity, a neutral world chosen for its symbolic significance. The venue was a breathtaking orbital station, a marvel of engineering that orbited a serene blue and green world below. It was here that representatives from every member world gathered, each bringing their unique customs and traditions to the event. The atmosphere was one of anticipation and excitement. The grand hall where the summit was to take place was adorned with flags from each member world, creating a vibrant tapestry of colors and symbols. Ilara and her team worked tirelessly to ensure that every detail was perfect, from the ceremonial arrangements to the technology that would facilitate the discussions. As the summit began, Ambassador Ilara took to the stage to open the proceedings. Her speech was a powerful reminder of the progress achieved and the vision for the future. She highlighted the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the collective effort that had brought the accord to fruition. Today, we stand at the threshold of a new era, Ilara declared. The Harmony Accord represents not just an agreement, but a commitment to each other. It is a promise to build a future where our diverse worlds can thrive together in peace and prosperity. The leaders of the member worlds each took their turn to speak, sharing their perspectives and pledging their support for the accord. Their words echoed with a shared sense of hope and optimism, as well as a recognition of the hard work that had gone into creating the accord. Dr. Ilara Mason was introduced to speak last. As she stepped onto the stage, she felt the weight of the moment. The crowd's gaze was upon her, and she took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. Distinguished leaders, honored guests, Ilara began, her voice steady and resolute. The journey we embarked upon was not without its difficulties. We faced challenges, both foreseen and unforeseen. But through it all, we have demonstrated a remarkable spirit of cooperation and determination. Ilara recounted the pivotal moments of the journey, from the initial struggles to the triumphant achievements. She spoke of the individuals who had made a difference, the cultures that had come together, and the vision that had guided them. Our work is not yet complete, Ilara continued. The Harmony Accord is a foundation upon which we will build a brighter future. It is a living, evolving testament to our commitment to one another. As we move forward, let us remember the values that brought us together: respect, understanding, and unity. The final vote to ratify the accord was conducted with great ceremony. Each leader cast their vote, and as the results were announced, the hall erupted in applause. The accord had been officially ratified, and the frontier had taken a monumental step toward a unified future. The celebration that followed was a grand affair, featuring music, dance, and cultural performances from across the galaxy. It was a joyous occasion, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the frontier's history. The leaders and representatives mingled, sharing stories and forging new friendships. As the festivities continued, Ilara took a moment to step outside onto a viewing platform. The orbital station offered a breathtaking view of Unity's serene surface, and Ilara felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The stars twinkled above, and the distant planets seemed to shimmer with promise. Her thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of Ambassador Ilara, who joined her on the platform. They stood in silence for a few moments, taking in the view. "You did well, Ilara," Ilara said finally. "Your efforts have not only strengthened the frontier, but have also set an example for the entire galaxy." Ilara smiled, grateful for the recognition, but also reflective of the journey that had led them to this point. "It was a team effort," she replied. "We couldn't have achieved this without the collective will and vision of everyone involved." As the night wore on, Ilara felt a deep sense of hope and pride. The Harmony Accord was more than just a political agreement. It was a symbol of what could be achieved when diverse worlds and cultures came together with a shared purpose. The challenges had been formidable, but the rewards were profound. The story of the frontier's journey was one of resilience, creativity, and unity. It was a testament to the power of collaboration and the strength found in diversity. Ilara's legacy, and the legacy of the Harmony Accord, would continue to inspire future generations. With the stars as her backdrop and the galaxy full of potential, Ilara looked forward to the future with optimism. The frontier had taken its first steps toward a new era, and the path ahead was one of boundless possibilities.